Oluwole Bada announced on Wednesday that Governor Ademola Adeleke had directed him to the bank staff during the development. Ogungbile further rejected her suggestions that state resources were being used to finance Governor Adeleke's re-election campaign, insisting that public funds were not being diverted for political activities. He appealed to the anti-graft agency to consider the broader implications of the account restriction on governance and the welfare of residents who depend on government services. A businessman, Benga Collins, has told the House of Representatives ADA committee investigating the alleged establishment and operations of the Presidential Foreign Investment Promotion Council, PFIPC, that have paid 400 million naira to the council's embattled Director General, Adeniyi Adeyemi, to facilitate the award of a contract. Collins made the allegation on Wednesday while appearing before the committee probing the activities of the controversial council. According to him, he alleged that Adeyemi later handed him a contract award letter, the scope of work, and an agreement authorizing his company to execute the renovation and furnishing of the Director General's official residence. Chairman of the ADA committee, Yusuf Gagdi, said Adeyemi's continued absence from the hearings was because he is currently in police custody and is also being investigated by anti-graft agencies. Gagdi disclosed that the committee plans to meet with Adeyemi discreetly as part of its ongoing investigation. The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors has again threatened to embark on an indefinite nationwide strike over unresolved welfare issues with the federal government. The planned industrial action is linked to long-standing grievances, including 19 months of unpaid salary arrears, alleged victimization of members, and persistent delays in the payment of house officers' salaries across several training institutions. Discussing the topic, impending resident doctors' nationwide strike on the BCOS Current Affairs Breakfast Program, AM 120, the President of the UCH Ibadan chapter of the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, Dr. Uthman Adedeji, has a lot to say. Our reporter, Shokunbi Tobiloba, monitored the program, and here is Adebayo Abdurrafi with the report.
The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors has issued a final ultimatum to the federal government, warning that an indefinite nationwide industrial action will commence on Monday, August 10, 2026, if its outstanding demands are not addressed. The decision followed the association's National Executive Council meeting held in Gombe last month, where members expressed dissatisfaction over what they described as years of unfulfilled promises and inadequate attention to their welfare. Speaking on BCOS AM 120, the President, Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, UCH Ibadan chapter, Dr. Usman Adedeji, commended the patience and resilience of resident doctors despite the persistent challenges confronting the nation's healthcare system. He urged the federal government to urgently address the issues in dispute, warning that the association will have no option but to proceed with the planned strike if meaningful action is not taken.
That is their rights, not privileges. They tend to understand with the government, whether state or federal, once they have just a few of those demands met. And there are times when they just have to keep working while they are very hopeful based on some memorandum of understanding that probably had been reached at that time.
Dr. Adedeji identified some of the major concerns as inadequate welfare provisions, including insufficient call duty meals for doctors in teaching hospitals, unpaid salary arrears, delayed remuneration for house officers, and inconsistent implementation of government policies affecting medical personnel. He maintained that the proposed industrial action had become inevitable because of the government's failure to honor previous agreements, stressing that any disruption in healthcare services would be avoidable if the outstanding issues were resolved promptly.
We've suggested a lot of other platforms that could be used to pay them. But unfortunately, we're not getting results. So because of this, it was part of our resolutions to say that if house officers are not considered as important as they should, then it is at this time would not spare anyone would have to embark on an industrial act.
Dr. Adedeji called for constructive dialogue between the federal government and the association, recommending a phased settlement of outstanding salary arrears, improved remuneration and welfare packages for health workers, policies to reduce the migration of medical professionals, and stronger legal protections to guarantee the safety and security of healthcare workers. across the country.
All right, you're watching News Around the World on BCOS Television. We have a short commercial break. Please stay tuned.
If you feel the body, you will pray for me. I'm not gonna move our body dangerously. You didn't make my heart go, body and soul. I feel they go, I feel they go. Worse than said.
Stay confident, stay focused, breathe through it with TomTom.
Excuse me, ma. This is your 100% in my year.
Babes, are you sure you want to spend this much on hair? Since your landlord just increased rent.
I saved for this one separately on Money Point.
No, you say you save on Money Points?
Yes.
This Madam Money Points here, the array of your there is target savings Money Points I used to have it. The rest of this my sub is fees savings Money Points I used to do it. The salary of this my staff is save as you transact.
Jennifer, Money Point save as you transact. Money Point fixed savings and Money Point target savings.
Why did German won't contribute to it? Why should they? Come on, oh, you go give your money to Hadaku to save. You see Money Point accounts there. You know, go open a savings account. Now Hadaku you shoot. I beg everybody inside this my saloon. Oh, yeah, bring out your phone and download the Money Point hack now. Even you. What are you waiting for? Download the Money Point hack now. Hadaku, wow, open Money Point account.
Money Point, made for your progress.
No buy am. But why? No, see, say this big bull bag of rice no get the new big bull holographic seal. Not true.
Introducing the Big Bull Holographic Seal Tape, your favorite authentic Big Bull rice, 50 kg and 25 kg. Now with holographic seal tape. This is to ensure you get the premium product from Big Bull Rice. Do not buy if the holographic seal tape is not on the bag or is broken. Big Bull Rice. Tasty rice nourished you.
Big love.
They say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. But when someone matters to you, breakfast for them is never just a meal. It's a peak breakfast. Creamy, nourishing, as the ideal to keep them nourished and ready for each day.
Peak. Reach for your peak.
When malaria knocks you down, you can be sure parasites are having a party in your system.
Welcome to our new kingdom, guys!
Comel, an effective weapon against malaria. Attacking the parasite army directly to give you express relief and get you back on your feet effectively. Comel on. Malaria gone.
Many thanks for staying tuned. The Oyo State Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning has disclosed that the state recorded a 77.5% revenue performance in the implementation of its 2026 budget during the first half of the year, covering January to June. The Secretary to the State Government, Professor Musiba Babatunde, announced this in Ibadan at the presentation of the 2026 half-year budget on revenue and expenditure to stakeholders. The event was held at the Local Government Staff Training School, Secretariat Agodi, Ibadan. Details are presented by Governor's Office Correspondent Olalekan Sulaiman.
Presenting the 2026 half-year budget implementation report on revenue and expenditure to stakeholders, the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Musiba Babatunde, disclosed that Oyo State Government will soon take delivery of 50 electric buses to enhance public transportation and reduce commuting costs for residents across the state. Professor Babatunde explained that half-year budget performance review provides an opportunity to assess the implementation of the 2026 appropriation across ministries, departments and agencies, MDAs, evaluate the state revenues generation and expenditure between January and June and identify priority areas requiring greater government attention to ensure improved budget implementation in the second half of the year.
I'm giving you the assurances that the blueprint that will be used to run that government will soon be unveiled by the candidates and His Excellency, Governor Oluseyi Makinde, to let you know that it is continuity that we are talking about.
Responding to questions on allocation of a larger share of the state budget to the infrastructure and education sector, the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Babatude, explained that the decision was strategic, noting that several projects executed under other sectors are integrated into these key sectors, resulting in overlaps in budgetary allocations. Speaking on security, Professor Babatude said Oyo State Government has adopted an integrated approach to strengthen the state security architecture while creating a safe and conducive environment for investment, ease of doing business, and increased revenue generation. Earlier in his opening remarks, the Commissioner for Budget and Economic Planning, Ayobami Ojo, disclosed that Oyo State recorded an aggregate revenue performance of 47.9% of its approved 2026 annual budget, while total expenditure stood at 38.8% between January and June 2026. He attributed the performance to prudent financial management, improved revenue mobilization, and commitment of public servants, noting that significant investment were made in infrastructure, education, healthcare, agriculture, economic development, and other strategic sectors that directly impact the lives of residents.
Come next year, we expect that the government is going to build on what has happened this year, and by the time we finish this year, we will all reach the government as being a very good government.
In a goodwill message, the Oyo State Head of Service, Dr. Adenike Fashino, said the mid-year budget performance report for January to June 2026 is necessary to know the extent of what has been achieved in the 2026 Appropriation Act. Also in their separate goodwill messages, the Executive Assistant to the Governor on Finance, Budget and Economic Planning, Alhaji Gavar Bello, the President, Monthly Financial Professionals, Dr. Yebade Oyedepo, and the Head, Democracy and Governance, Justice, Development and Peace Commission, Mr. Jideba Mboshe, commended the state government for inclusion and participation of stakeholders in the budget preparation for effective planning, execution of projects, and also enabling the government to re-strategize and focus more on suggested areas. Olalekan Sulaiman, BCOS News.
In a bid to deepen access to clean energy and liquefied petroleum gas in Oyo State, Jamaic Oil and Gas Limited has commissioned a new 25 metric ton LPG plant in Ibadan. The Chief Executive Officer of Jamaic Oil and Gas Limited, Mrs. Omon Odike, urged people of Ibadan and its environs to embrace clean energy solutions provided by the company. BCOS reporter Olamipo Sishola brings the report.
It was a landmark movement for Jamaic Oil and Gas Limited as the company commissioned a brand new 25 metric ton LPG plant in Adegba, Ibadan. The facility is expected to provide safe, affordable and accessible clean cooking gas to residents across Ibadan and environs. The Chief Executive Officer, Jamaic Oil and Gas Limited, Mrs. Omon Odike, the company is committed to making clean energy available to every household. According to her, the vision of the company is to establish more gas plants across Nigeria and Africa to reduce dependency on dirty fuels and promote a healthier environment.
Our plans includes expanding into CNG plant operations right here, replicating this model in at least 4 more locations across different states of the Federation and beyond Nigeria. We intend to extend the vision into West Africa. That's the bigger dream. And in this time, we intend to move into upstream and into gas processing itself in due time.
Also speaking at the commissioning, Engineer Tayo Aluko from the NNPC said the company was established in accordance with the regulations and safety standard.
And the good thing is that this facility has followed through with all the minimum requirements to obtain a license to operate issued by the NMDPI for this facility. So all the safety procedures, the safety equipment that needs to be installed has been done. We have issued a license to operate to Jamaic Oil and Gas.
The Executive Director, Jamaic Oil and Gas, Mr. Kena Odike, and the General Manager, Mr. Ansem, called on residents and stakeholders to support the new facility by patronizing Jamaic products and embracing safer energy practices.
To supply clean, dependable, reliable energy to the community and to businesses in Ibadan. And then to expand into other areas of gas in Ibadan as well, and eventually expand into other parts of Nigeria.
We provide quality service, ensure that the environment where customers can come in is safe, sound, and proof. We have undergone serious and regulatory compliances, so they can rest assured that whatever they pay for is what they get.
Representatives of bulk gas buyers in attendance also pledged their support and promise to partner with Jamaic Oil and Gas to ensure steady supply across the state. Some dignitaries who spoke at the event commended the CEO, Mrs. Omon Odike, for her vision and investment in renewable energy and trusted energy solutions.
We brought Jamaic Energy to Ibadan to bridge the gap in the gas sector, and you can see that we came boldly with infrastructures that will meet the gap.
My advice to them is that Jamaic is a place of integrity, honesty, and good customer service delivery. And so when they come here, they will not regret. 1 kg is 1 kg.
With the commissioning of these 25 metric ton LPG plants in Adigbayi, Jamaic Oil and Gas Limited says it is making a clear statement, our commitment to a cleaner future, renewable solutions, and reliable energy for the people of Ibadan. Olamikbosi Ishola, BCOS News.
We're due for another commercial break. Please stay tuned.
My skin is my identity, my strength. It's unique and deserves care made specially for me. New Nivea Radiant and Beauty Advanced Care with 5 oils and 5 vitamins. 48-hour nourishment. Helps reduce appearance of stretch marks in just 2 weeks. New Nivea Radiant and Beauty Advanced Care for your shade of beautiful.
Alert! Today's car just pulled in.
What is new? Wonderful.
How about now?
See these jokers. So you want hide better thing from your uncle?
New Pure Bliss Gold, now in 3 delicious flavors for your delightful indulgence.
Pure Bliss Gold, no they ha.
Welcome back. The Oyo State Youth Parliament has adopted a motion calling on the state government to fast-track the implementation of the proposed Oyo State Digital Talent Revolution Initiative, Oyo DTRI, to equip young people with digital and technological skills needed to compete in the global economy. The resolution was reached during the third Assembly second sitting of the Oyo State Youth Parliament, organized by the Oyo State Agency for Youth Development at Emmanuel Layonde College of Education, Oyo. Our reporter, Folashade Akintola, has more.
The second sitting of the third assembly, which had the Speaker Honorable Marvelous Oyekola presiding, began with the election of principal officer to strengthen the leadership structure of the Youth Parliament. Honorable Lukman Jamiu, representing Wepo Olorun-Shogo State Constituency, emerged as the majority chief whip, while Honorable Esther Egbeleke, representing Shaki West Constituency, was elected minority leader. Other officers elected were Honorable Yusuf Boyega of Ibadan South East Constituency 2 as deputy minority leader, Honorable Lanwaju Fatia of Akinyele Constituency 2 as deputy majority leader, and Honorable Adewuyi Stephen of Ibarakwa East Constituency as minority chief whip. The major highlight of the sitting was the consideration of a motion urging the accelerated implementation of the Oyo State Digital Talent Revolution Initiative, Oyo DRT. Presenting the motion, Honorable Abdulrazak Tiamiyu, representing Ibadan North East Constituency 1, recalled that the Oyo State House of Assembly had earlier directed its committees on information, media, ICT, and public affairs to develop a visibility and implementation blueprint for the initiatives. He explained that the committee found the project viable through the upgrade of the existing Youth Development Center into digital innovation hubs across the state, where young people will receive training in software development, cybersecurity, data science, digital marketing, mobile application development, and other emerging technology fields.
The Oyo State House of Assembly, through the Committee on Finance, Appropriation, and State Economic Planning, to ensure necessary budgetary provision for the takeoff and sustainability of Oyo DTRI.
Contributing to the debate, the Deputy Speaker of the Youth Parliament, Honorable Fatia Afolabi, representing Ibadan Southwest Constituency 2, described digital technology and artificial intelligence as indispensable tool for innovation, youth empowerment, and economic development. She, however, proposed an amendment to ensure that Ibarakwa Zone is included in the implementation plan, stressing that young people in the area should also benefit from access to digital skill acquisition center.
Conclusively, Mr. Speaker, I believe that the House wants to move forward, and I believe that the House wants to see youths in Oyo State move forward. The urgency to follow up on this resolution is as urgent as it sounds. So, and I believe that every other member here would agree with me that this motion needs to be adopted by this House.
Following extensive deliberations, members unanimously adopted the motion, reaffirming their commitment to policy that promotes youth development through technology and innovations. In separate goodwill messages, the chairman of the Oyo State Agency for Youth Development, Prince Adebowale Falano, and the member representing Oyo East, Oyo West at State House of Assembly, Honorable Rahman Olorunpotu, commended the quality of the debates and the maturity displayed by the youth lawmaker. They urge members to remain actively engaged with their constituency, identify developmental challenges within their communities, and continue to use Youth Parliament as an effective platform for constructive dialogues and policy advocacy.
They should be good ambassador of the good youth who they represent their various constituency, and at the same time, they should be more of IT compliance. Again, in my message, I've told them that unity is very, very key in what they're doing. And the agency will stand by them in anything they're doing.
Yeah, is that they should spend their time getting closer to the people, getting the right information that will lead to the development of the different constituencies they represent, and use the instruments of the Youth Parliament to pass that such information to the government.
The sitting was later adjourned after the majority leader, Honorable Isaac Akinola, moved the motion for adjournment, which was seconded by the minority leader, Honorable Esther Egbeleke. The Oyo State Youth Parliament reaffirmed its commitment to advancing youth center legislative initiatives and policy recommendation aimed at fostering inclusive governance, digital innovation, sustainable development across the state. Folashade Akintola, BCOS News.
Experts in religious studies have called on governments and faith-based organizations across Africa to complement preaching with practical investments in human capital development, entrepreneurship, wealth creation, and social welfare as sustainable solutions to poverty, unemployment, and insecurity. The call was made at the International Conference on Religious Economy in Africa, Issues and Perspectives, organized by the Department of Religious and Intercultural Studies, Lead City University, Ibadan, in collaboration with the Pan-Africana Strategic and Policy Research Group, Lagos, and the Department of Religious Studies, Olabisi Onabanjo University, Goiwi. Our reporter, Folashade Akintola, reports yet again.
The two-day international conference attracted scholars, religious leaders, and researchers from Nigeria and other countries to examine the relationship between religion, economic, and sustainable development in Africa. Delivering the keynote address titled The Politics of Sacred Economic and Africa Under Development, Professor Afe Adogame of Princeton Theological Seminary, New Jersey, said religious organizations must play a more active role in tackling poverty, unemployment, and other human security challenges. He observed that while government often focus on national security, inadequate attention is paid to human security, stressing that reducing poverty and unemployment will in return help curb insecurity. Professor Adogame urged churches, mosques, and other faith-based organizations to invest in vocational training, entrepreneurship, and job creations rather than relying solely on charitable interventions.
Teach people the skills they need. I have nothing against tithes or offering. I have nothing against going to church or mosque 30 times a day. But we should be asking the youths, for instance, what skills do you have? Every youth has a skill.
Presenting the lead paper titled Successful Churches and the Paradox of Spiritual Economy, Professor Abimbola Adelakun of the University of Chicago examined the contribution of successful churches to education, social welfare, and economic development while highlighting the complex relationship between faith, capitalism, and spirituality. Also speaking, Professor Sonny Amdu of Lagos State University, in his paper, The Blurring Line Between Faith and Financial Economic, encouraged religious organizations to move beyond depending on tithes and donations by investing in wealth-creating ventures capable of empowering their members. Speaking from the perspective of African traditional religion, Chief Consultant at Osun State Teaching University and Ufa priest Dr. Oluseyi Atonda said indigenous religions has historically contributed to economic development through festivals, tourism, healthcare, and cultural industries.
In contemporary society, should have been utterly stripped away to reveal the reality of the business decisions, the calculations that go into the making of a successful church.
Trying to call on the religious institutions to establish avenue for creating wealth. Many of them have large expanses of land which can be cultivated and be a source of revenue for the institution.
Religious economy is beyond tithes, zakat, offerings, sacrifices. We should look at how has that religion contributed to economy.
In their opening remarks, the Vice Chancellor of Lead City University, Professor Kabiru Adeyemo, and the Dean Faculty of Arts, Professor Angela Robi, described religion as a major force influencing African economy, politics, education, and healthcare.
Our Department of Religious and Theological Studies has over the years distinguished the study of religion not as an abstract subject, but as a loud, dynamic force in African life, and it has done so when nurturing intercultural.
Speaking on the receiving council of the conference, the co-conveners and the head of the Department of Religious and Intercultural Study, Lead City University, Dr. Samson Ichaola, said the gathering will enrich scholarly discourse on religious economic and generate policy recommendations for governments and faith-based organizations.
Irrespective of our different faiths, to be able to develop, to understand what religious economy means to our nation, how we can develop it, how government can participate in religious economy, support religious economy.
The conference clamors with the presentation of awards to distinguished government officials, eminent religious leaders, and accomplished scholars in recognition of their exceptional contributions to education, religion, public service, and national development. Folashade Akintola, BCOS News.
You're still watching news around the world on BCOS television. We have another commercial break yet. Please don't go away.
Our bodies get serums, washes, lotions, cleansers, scrubs, but underarms only get deodorant? That's why our new breakthrough formula contains pure hyaluron and vitamin C to deeply care for your underarms for a softer and even skin tone in 2 weeks. With 72 hours sweat and odor protection, try the new Nivea Derma Control Natural Tone because your underarms deserve more. Nivea is for skin.
Mami, oúnjẹ ti délẹ̀ o.
Ó dára fún jollof rice, spaghetti, ọbẹ̀ ata àti àsáró sí àsè tó gbàyè.
Alright everyone, no pull your ears, make we talk. Time don reach to rearrange this house to give una small wisdom. Shout my teeth fresh now, but una own, abeg no be so. Before una go talk say our smile no reach, make una think am twice so. Ever heard of Colgate, the #1 oral care brand in the world?
Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection unlocks 24 hours cavity defense. The formula boosts with calcium for lifelong smiles.
Mom, it's a time to brush. No more cover mouth. Because we Colgate, that's who do ya, that we just smile.
Colgate for 24 hours maximum cavity protection.
Thanks for staying tuned. 29-year-old Boluwatife Babalola so far received about $500,000 naira in support of the estimated 45 million naira required for a kidney transplant. However, the donations received have largely been expended on her frequent dialysis sessions and other medical needs as she continues to battle for survival while awaiting the life-saving procedure. Our reporter, Adiola Oladile, tells the story.
29-year-old Boluwatife Babalola walked into the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State, BCOS, about 2 months ago, seeking not employment or an opportunity, but a chance at survival. Her life took an unexpected turn shortly after completing her studies in 2024, when she was diagnosed with a severe kidney-related illness. Since then, she has been battling the condition, relying on regular dialysis sessions and blood transfusions to stay alive while hoping for a permanent solution.
I'm 29 years old and I graduated from Dominion University. So it happened like 2024 October, the week to my convocation. I was supposed to go for my convocation that week. I just noticed that my stomach was heavy, as in it looked swollen, but I didn't even count it as anything. So people said it is blood, so they took me to the hospital. So when I got there, they said they gave me 2 pounds of blood, but still the same thing. So they said they referred me to UCH. So when I got to emergency at UCH, after like 2 days, they diagnosed me of kidney failure.
According to her, medical experts have recommended an urgent kidney transplant as the only viable option to save her life. However, the procedure and other associated medical expenses are estimated at about 45 million naira, a sum far beyond the reach of her family. Our appeal has attracted support from kind-hearted Nigerians, with donations amounting to about 500,000 naira so far. However, much of the money has been used to offset the cost of her frequent dialysis sessions and other medical expenses, leaving her still in urgent need of financial assistance.
Please say that as soon as possible because of the dialysis is too much. So I should try to get the transplant done as quick as possible. I want people to help me because even all my family, because it's not easy for them. As all of them, they don't know what to do again. Even every day, mommy used to cry. Every day, she cried every day because she said, I'm too young for all this. So we don't even know where we want to get the money. I just want people to help me. It's God help I need now. I need people's help. It's people help and God help. That's all my only hope now. There's no other hope for me.
While expressing appreciation for the support received, Boluwatife says she still requires funds to sustain her dialysis treatment pending the transplant surgery. She therefore continues to appeal to well-meaning Nigerians, corporate organizations, philanthropists, and charitable groups to come to her aid, as the amount raised so far remains far below what is needed to save a life. Individuals willing to support a kidney transplant and ongoing medical care can contact the News and Current Affairs Department of the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State, BCOS, or make their donations through these account details. Account number 02-198-10778, 02-198-10778. The bank name, Guarantee Trust Bank, GTB. Every contribution not only offers hope for the life-saving surgery, but also helps sustain the treatment, keeping her alive while she awaits a second chance at life. Adeola Oladile, BCOS News.
Tributes have continued to pour in for renowned journalist, public relations consultant, author, cultural icon, and senior chief in the Olubadan chieftaincy hierarchy, Chief Oloye Lekan Alabi, who died at the age of 76. The President General of the Central Council of Ibadan Indigenes, CCII, Chief Ajeni Ajewole, reflected on the remarkable life and enduring legacy of the late elder statesman during the BCOS breakfast program, AM 120. Our reporter, Shokunbi Tobiloba, monitored the program and files in the report, now presented by Adebayo Abdurrafi.
The death of Chief Oloye Lekan Alabi on Saturday, August 1, has left many Nigerians, especially the people of Ibadan land, mourning the loss of a distinguished journalist, historian, cultural ambassador, and public affairs analyst, whose life was devoted to service and preservation of Yoruba heritage. His journalism career began as an editorial assistant with Onibon Oje Press before he became the youngest and first dual columnist at the defunct Sketch newspapers. The late Oloye Lekan Alabi was also among the pioneer staff of BCOS TSOS, the Nigerian Television Authority, Ibadan, Sketch Publishing Company, and Odua Investment Company. During his distinguished public service career, he served as Chief Press Secretary to 4 governors of the old Oyo State, including the late Chief Bola Ige. As a prolific author, he wrote more than 30 books and was honored as the first cultural ambassador of the National Museum, Ile-Ife. Speaking on the BCOS breakfast program, AM 120, the President General of the Central Council of Ibadan Indigenes, Chief Ajeni Ajewole, described the late Oloye Lekan Alabi as an exceptional custodian of culture, an accomplished historian, and a passionate advocate of the rich heritage of Ibadan land. Chief Ajewole, who is the Are Atunluse of Ibadan land, praised his unwavering commitment, integrity, and loyalty, noting that his death is a monumental loss not only to Ibadan land, but also to the Yoruba race and Nigeria as a whole.
Many educationists who are Ibadan, many groups will think of a way to mortalize him. We can't just forget him. And I'm very sure that will be done. At our own level, something concrete will be done as a legacy for Oloye Lekan Alabi. It's not someone you can just forget.
Chief Ajewole urged Nigerians, particularly the younger generation, to embrace and preserve the nation's cultural values and identity, following the exemplary life of the late cultural ambassador. He recalled one of Chief Lekan Alabi's enduring convictions, saying, "Once cultural identity is lost, everything is lost," stressing that the statement remains a timely reminder of the need to safeguard Nigeria's rich cultural heritage for future generations.
May soul continue to rest in peace. Over now to the sports segment of the news. Please stay with us.
My name is Toby Ajewole. A 5-member Confederation of African Football (CAF) delegation has completed its inspection of proposed venues for the organization's 48th Ordinary General Assembly and the 2026 CAF Awards in Nigeria. Led by Dr. Christian Emerua, the team, comprising of Everda Sundo, Ines Ahmed, Salah Mustafa, Mohamed Bakir, visited key sites in Abuja and Lagos. In Abuja, they inspected Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Transco Hilton Hotel, and the Bola Ahmed Tinubu International Conference Center, earmarked as the venue for the General Assembly. In Lagos, the group examined the Eko Hotel and Suite, Murtala Mohammed International Airport, and the Wale Soyinka Center for Culture and Creative Arts selected to host the CAF Awards. The Lagos facility, originally constructed for the 1977 Festival of Arts and Culture and revitalized in October 2025, was shown by the officials, including Lagos State Sports Commission Director General Honorable Lekan Fatudu. CAF officials expressed satisfaction with the facilities and stressed the need for a seamless, safe and memorable event. In other football news, the Nigerian National League
Okay, that's the most we can take from sports stories. Apologies. On the foreign scene, Guatemala has raised its highest danger warning to red and evacuated about 1,700 residents as the Fuego volcano continues to erupt, spewing ash, lava, and volcanic mud flows. Authorities say the next 72 hours will be critical, with heavy rainfall expected to worsen conditions and thousands more affected by ashfall. Foreign Desk Editor Folashade Akintola compiled the story, now presented by Khadija Lawal.
Roughly 1,700 people are still in shelters, and officials say the next 72 hours will be critical. According to the country's disaster agency, CONRE, evacuations of nearby villages will stay in place until conditions improve. Mud flows up to 7 kilometers long continue descending from the volcano, with incoming rain expected to increase the risk of additional volcanic mud flows. The volcano erupted on Monday, sending gas, ash, lava, and pyroclastic flows down the volcano slopes, and continued into Tuesday with fresh emissions of mud and ash. CONRED raised the alert to red in 3 municipalities, Zacatepecas, Escuintla, and Chimaltenango, where about 29,000 people are affected by ashfall. CONRED's executive director, Claudine Orgades, advised residents in the 3 red alert municipalities to cover their water deposits and use face masks as protection from ash, even though no mud flows have reached villages yet and no structures have been damaged. A major highway that passes close to the volcano, National Route 14, was closed. Schools will also see disruption as the Education Ministry suspended classes in nearby towns. Meanwhile,
okay, so ready to end the news around the world. Here again are the top stories. The Osun State government has commenced legal action against the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, following the freezing of its bank accounts. The Oyo State Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning has disclosed that the state recorded a 77.5% revenue performance in the implementation of its 2026 budget during the first half of the year, covering January to June. On the foreign scene, Guatemala has raised its highest danger warning to red and evacuated about 1,700 residents as the Fuego volcano continues to erupt, spewing ash, lava, and volcanic mud flows. BCOS TV is now live on Niger TV app, and you can watch us from any part of the world. You can also reach us on GoTV channel 134 and on StarTimes channel 113. Now, before I go, if you see something suspicious, alert the authorities for timely response. Be vigilant. That's the news around the world. From me and the team here, many thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your evening.